Hello and welcome back. So in this session, we will talk about scenario-based some basic query structures in KQL language. So before going into that in detail, let's talk about some overview of the data types and some basic commands in KQL. KQL also supports variety of data types similar to what we have in other languages, which is in SQL, for example. Now, when it comes to common data type, we have a string, which is a text one, and whenever you pass something the text value, you need to pass it within the double quotes. And when it comes to integer, you don't need to pass any double quotes, just pass the value. And also it has a real double value where we have the decimal numbers. And it also contains date time, which is like year, month, and day, and then followed by hour, minute, and second. This is as usual compared to SQL. Now, when it comes to some basic commands, we need to use where if we want to filter any condition here. Like if you want to filter any kind of state equal to Texas, for example, then you need to use where conditions for that. Now we have another command which is project. So this is actually helpful if you want to pick some columns in your table. Let's say your table contains 10 columns and you just want to pick only 3 of them. Then you need to type project and then the column name followed by comma. So this is also similar to SQL, but in SQL we usually type select column 1, column 2, column 3, but here you need to use project column 1, column 2, column 3. And finally we have a summarize function. This actually helps to aggregate the data to some max, min, count kind of thing. But in SQL we have a group by, but here we have a summarize as a function. Now if you don't know about the table structure and you just want to look for that information, then we just need to write storm event, that's the table name, and then you need to type pipe here where you can see it on the right hand side. This is actually we call it as pipe here, and then we need to type get schema. So the purple color it shows as the table name and the red color is usually refers to here some inbuilt functions. So let's have a look into Azure Data Explorer, how we can get this information. So I'm into Azure Data Explorer, as you can see it on the browser here. So here we can just type here storm pipe get schema, and then if I click on this one, this is basically going to show me the information available for that particular table. These are the column name, column ordinal, data types, and column types here. So from there we can pick all the necessary information here. Usually when in this scenario we'll talk about the start time, end time, event type, and the damage property. So when it started, when it is ended the storm, and what is the type of storm it has, which is the event type, and the damage property, how much it has damaged the property. These are the sum of the columns which we will use in our next scenario based questions. But make sure whenever you select this one, you are selected to this particular database, and inside to that you have this table option here, which is storm events, where you can see it inside a folder. We have a storm events table here.